Newspaper that shall remain nameless, and they mentioned Jason, and they said that Jason is one of the few people up in the Senate who is prepared to shut the place down if it will benefit his constituents. And I got to tell you, what better? I don't think it was intended as a compliment. If you knew the publication that wrote this, but I read that and I thought, what better compliment could there be for our senator? I want somebody up there that will shut the place down if it benefits his constituents. So, thank you, Jason. I really appreciate the kind words. I woke up this morning and I knew it was going to be a good day. I have a 14-month-old son, Colin, and last night was the first night that he slept through the night. 14-week-old, I'm sorry. And last night was the first night he slept through the night, so I knew it was going to be a good day, but I didn't really have any idea how good it was going to be. I'm sitting here, and I've been to these things with my brother before, but I never realized how humbling it would be to stand here and be the subject of one of these, and I want to thank all of you so much. For myself, for Maureen, for Caroline and Colin who are not here, I don't know that I've ever felt as humbled as I do now, and thank you very much. I guess the purpose of this is to take all the suspense out of it. So yes, I am running for Associate Circuit Judge next year. And before I get too far into this, there are two people that I want to recognize individually. First, I'm sure when Kurt Rehagen got a message from me about a month ago, he probably wondered, well, I wonder what this is about. And I asked Kurt to be my treasurer. And after some thought, he accepted. And Kurt, I just want to say thank you for being willing to put your name on this campaign. I promise to work hard, and I promise to make it to where you're proud to have done so. So thank you, Kurt. The other person I wanted to mention individually is somebody who has been a friend of my family for many years. They've been supporters of my family. And it just so happens to be his birthday today. So if everybody would join me in singing Happy Birthday to Mike Belcher. Stand up, Mike. 65. Yeah. Everybody, I don't think anybody wants to hear me sing this individually. So Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you. I first considered the idea of running for a spot on the bench a couple of years ago. And I've spoken to my wife and my family about it extensively, along with friends. And it was always a situation where before I would do it, I had to be able to answer yes to two questions. First, do I bring anything unique and new to the job? And I started looking at what I've managed to accomplish in the legal field and before. And something that a number of you may not know about me is I haven't been a lawyer my entire adult life. I spent a number of years working as an advocate for the developmentally disabled population. I work directly with a number of individuals that suffer from Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, any number of developmental disabilities. So I think ultimately I will bring something to the bench that is a bit unusual, and that's an understanding and a history of advocating for those who cannot advocate for themselves. And I'm very proud of that. Another thing I think will bring to the bench is an understanding and experience as an entrepreneur and a small business owner. 3 years ago, I decided to leave working for the state and to open up my own law practice. It has been very successful, and I'm very proud and thankful to the community for making it so. But I understand, and I have experience as a small business owner. And anyone that does knows that you almost invariably end up in the court system. I will take that experience as a small business owner, an entrepreneur, to the bench, and I will apply the law as appropriately, but with the understanding that small business is the engine of our economy, and it's very important. And finally, I thought, you know, outside of the job description, what does it mean to be an elected office? And I realized that when the people entrust you with elected office, you have an obligation above and beyond the job description. If I am lucky enough to win this election, I can promise you that my obligation to you will not end whenever the court adjourns. I will have an obligation to be an advocate and a representative for this community, and I will take that responsibility very seriously. The other question that I had to ask myself was this: is the time right? I want to assure everybody here that this is not going to be a politics as usual campaign. I will never say anything bad about my opponent. But after a lot of introspection and talk with family members, friends, it did become apparent that in every position there's a time for fresh perspective, new ideas, and dare say change. I'm not unaware of the political persuasion of the majority of you here, and I realize the word change has been co-opted in some regards. And folks, in all honesty, I think the time for those fresh perspective and new ideas is now. And I will give you one example. We have a program in this county called Drug Court. It is a program that is narrowly tailored to just a few young, always first-time offenders who have substance abuse issues. It is a small program with, in my experience, big results. But everybody here knows that over the next several years, budgets are going to be cut, programs are going to be cut back. We need an advocate for a program like Drug Court on the bench. It is very important. I sat on the Drug Court team in Cape Girardeau County for 3 years, and I personally witnessed the results when you take these young first-time offenders and treat the problem of alcohol and substance abuse, and you work towards making them productive members of society instead of future residents of the prisons. So I can promise you that that is one thing that this county will have an advocate for on the bench. It's an important program. But beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to bore you much longer. If I am lucky enough to win this election and be entrusted with this office, I will go to work every day with one thing on my mind, and that's that I may preside over the court, but you own it. And you are loaning it to me. And I will go to court every day, and I will make sure that anybody that appears in front of me is dealt with individually, respectfully, and honorably. As a judge, you can't ever make everybody happy. As a matter of fact, just about every decision you make makes half the people in the courtroom unhappy. But I promise you that nobody that comes before me will ever say that they were treated poorly or disrespectfully. So it's for these reasons and my own deep personal love of the law that I've decided to ask for your support in running this race. I promise you to work hard, and I promise you to always conduct myself in a manner that will make you proud to have supported me for judge. Thank you very much.
Yeah.